1 or 2 seconds to get in on this, and then I'm going to be ready to give you the prescribed word for today. I wasn't here for Sabbath Saturday on last week. However, it's not to say that the word hadn't been ringing in my spirit. So this I understand today is Wednesday. Am I correct? It's Wednesday. But this word has been pressing. It has really been pressing in my spirit. So I really want to go ahead and get this out. And I'm just going to call this one today the prescribed word, because this is a word not only for the women. I'm calling the women. I'm calling the sisters. I'm calling the ladies, both young and old. Men, please join in. I need you to come in. I need you to sit, and I need you to get close to your apparatus or whatever you're watching this on, whether it's YouTube or whether it's Facebook. I really want you to get close because I want you to hear this. This is the introduction, so I'm going to be real brief because I really need to get into what it is I want to tell you. I want to say this first of all. I understand that this is the season, and Thanksgiving is what really started the holiday season for most of us, for all of us, really. However, but I want you to know that this is the time that the enemy really do play with your mind the most. Think about it. They didn't really bother you on your birthday, your Mother's Day, your Valentine's Day. But whenever the holiday season begins, that's whenever the enemy goes out to reap his greatest harvest. He really do, because it's at this time, the first thing is Thanksgiving. And everybody is always saying what they're thankful for. But yet you will get to a place where you think that, you know what, they're thankful for this, they're thankful for that. But, you then begin to be lonely. You remember that you're lonely because you don't have anybody. You remember you come out and you think about the ones that you've lost. You go into the divorce. If you've been divorced, if you're separated at the time, if you don't have a significant other, or if you're not with someone, while everybody else seems to be joyful, happy, and giving thanks, if you're not careful, the enemy is really, really plaguing. He's really dealing with your mind at this time. And he understands that if he can get your mind, he has you. And if he gets you, there's no telling what you're going to do from him orchestrating what's going to go on in your life at that time. So this is the prescribed word for you today. I'm going to give you 3 tips. But the first one is going to be one that I myself saw that was already posted out on Facebook today. And I was like, you know what? I said, that's really good. And it said this. It said, you are the greatest project you will ever work on. And it's perfectly fine to seek out help when you need it. That's the first tip that I want to talk about. I know that, some of us that that have hope that we're waiting for our lives to change. We're waiting for things to get better. We're just tired. You get to the place where you're tired of building yourself up and having that hope, having that faith, having that trust to say, you know what, it's getting ready to happen. It's getting ready to happen for me. And then, all of a sudden, boom, something else happens and you go into a slump. But if you're not careful, if you can't pull yourself up in time, you'll find yourself, dwindling away in that particular place. But that's not what your life is designed to do. And that's not where you're designed to be at in your life at this time. So I want to tell you that it's okay. It's okay to work on yourself. It's okay to seek out the help that you need that's going to cause you to stay above in this season and not to allow the enemy to take you under. With that, I want to say that nobody wants to die alone. And anybody that have ever experienced love, nobody wants to be alone. And so I went out there and I read the different posts that the women have been posting recently. And it's not even their post. They've been posting something that somebody else has said. And you did it basically because you thought that what they said spoke your sentiments about what they were talking about exactly. But I have a question for you on today. What do you say? What do you say? What are your words? You may say it different, but yet have had the same experience that that person posted their post on. In this season, I don't want you to ever look at another woman, at another man, at another couple, and say or think that, I wish I had what they had. I wish that was me. Mm-mm. Don't do it. Never judge what you see as reality. Uh-oh. Mm-mm. It may not be real. You don't know if what you see is live or Memorex. You really don't. You don't know if what you see that you're wishing that you were is the way that they're living outside and they're pretending that they could actually be. Have your own experience in this season. Have your own experience in this season. Tip number 2. Now, God gave me this one. He told me, he said, to the women, he said, never let a man scar you, whereas to another man can't see your beauty. Never allow another man to scar you, where another man, when he looks at you, he can't see your beauty. Why is it that you want to wear another man and you're looking for a different person, someone else that's different from the one you've had? When it's time to walk, ladies, know that it's time to walk and be okay in leaving. I really think that the greatest thing that the enemy plays on our mind with is the fact of the matter. Is the fact of the matter that that's a little Jarrell Smalls right there, and he's telling you to come on in the room. But it's okay. But one thing that the enemy, as I was saying, what the enemy really do like about women that stay in places is that that's when everything about them begins to be torn down, their self-esteem, their self-worth. I don't care. You have professional women that even fall in this category. Why? All because of their love. And I say this often, you can't help who you love. But one thing that you should be able to do is to really know what love is, and when it's not love, to be able to walk away. Tip 2, never let a man scar you, whereas to another man cannot see your beauty. I want to say this, basically, this is just not for the women. It's for the men also. Men, I have a tip for you. This is the 3rd tip. Never allow or permit a woman to tear down your manhood so that another woman can't see your strength. Don't do it. Our life was designed to be lived in doses. And if you don't believe it, I can prove that by the word. In the book of Ecclesiastes, it tells you that to everything there is a season. So, and to everything, there's a time. So going through whatever you've already gone through, that was a time that you went through, and now, it's a time you hurt. Well, if there's a time to hurt, then there's also a time to heal. And so I would say take the time to heal. So when you post, you don't continue the cycle of hurt. Women, take the time to heal. Men, take the time to heal. So whenever you post, whatever you post, you do not continue the cycle of hurt. Because whether you believe it or not, people read what you write and they can see what you're saying. And it's a direct reflection on you. And nobody wants anyone that's wounded. And based on what you say is what people will see. Another thing I encourage both male and female to do is not to think that you're healed when you're not. As I said earlier, take the time to heal. It will reflect, your healing will be reflected in what you say and what you do. And finally, let's heal so that we can build. Heal so that the next person you will be able to build and to be and to build with. After all, it was you that said, the color of life matters, right? So stop tearing down your color, and saying everything negative. Build it up. Let it be what it's supposed to be. In this particular time and in this season, I say to you, stop posting, you're hurt. Take the time out, go and heal. Find some place, find someone that you can really just talk to, that you can get this out, that you can be healed from it, so that when you post, you build. I am Dr. Cheryl Tabbitt L., and this is your prescribed word for today. Take it in doses. Take the first dose, consume it, go to God in prayer, and let the healing begin. Thank you. Until next time, blessings.